nice hat. Except it's red.
Okay, guys, thanks for being here today. Before we get started with the football part of our press conference, we have a special presentation that we'd like to do today. I'd like to introduce you to Scotty Day with Kentucky Children's Hospital, and he's going to kick it off for us and let us know why you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Scotty Day. I'm the physician-in-chief for Kentucky Children's Hospital. I'm sitting in a great place today, and I'm very excited. Now, I'm going to tell you that game day tradition at that other school's Rubber Rock. This guy set a game day tradition of having a kid on a catwalk, which is why we're the best. Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
But I'll tell you that as I stand here today, and even of this morning, our children's hospital is overflowing with patients. And for as long as I've been in this job, I've never seen a man come to the table and an organization come to the table like Coaches for the Kids Foundation. They do more than just, they invest their team, they team build, they teach people to have leaders. Even I was thinking this weekend with some of the stuff that was happening in the NFL with the shoes, with the Shimwell Foundation, that started through the leadership of what it means to give back. Right? I mean, I think we think about where everybody says everybody's standing around with the catcher's mitt all the time. I've seen these people not just with the catcher's mitt. I've seen them. I know it's a different sport, but I've seen them throw it out. And what this foundation's done is really for Coaches for the Kid and the coach. They've done more than that. So for us to dream big and to dream about how we take care of Kentucky's kids, we do it together. And if it wasn't for our philanthropy partners, for the leadership like Coach, this wouldn't be possible. And we love symmetry. So it just so happens that I'm excited because this year, $650,000 was raised from the Coaches for the Kids Foundation. And it was topped off by another gift, a total $1.1 million. You know why that's important? Because this is Coach Stoops' 11th year at Kentucky. I'm going to clap. And what I would say, my concept is every child, no matter where you're from, no matter who you are, no matter what your background is, they deserve to get the same care all the time. And what this gift and what this means is it creates an endowment to allow us to focus on that. So no matter if you're from someplace like me in Leslie County, Kentucky, or no matter where you're from, you will always get the same care. And that's what this gift enables. And I would say that it allows us to focus on every single patient. So I've told this guy, this guy's done so much, and I tell stories about him all the time. Even this morning when I was in the unit, I walked down this little area, and there's a picture of Coach up there as we walk by and all these players. But if I ask him to help, he's always there. Coaches for the Kids Foundation, they're sitting over there. Anytime, they're always available. And that means a lot. That is what makes this place Big Blue Nation. We say Big Blue Determination, Big Blue Nation. It's the people. It is the people. And so I just would say on behalf of Kentucky Children's Hospital, on behalf of our patients, on behalf of our staffs, thank you so much to the foundation, and thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Scott.
Yep.
Thank you.
Say it's my pleasure. I messed that up. It's my pleasure just to be a part of this organization. I brag on this guy all the time because, as I say at the event, all it takes is for one of us to have a child sick, right? And then we're going to be at the mercy of Dr. Scotty Day and his crew. And he treats everybody like royalty. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter if you're Mark Stoops' child or anybody from Western Kentucky or anywhere in between. They treat everybody like gold, and all you got to do is take a couple passes through Kentucky Children's Hospital, and it'll open up your heart, and it'll open up your wallet, and it's very easy for myself and our staff to be a part of this event every year. You got to all go back all the way back to Coach Brooks, who started this foundation, who started this, and I kind of rejuvenated it when I came back in town. They asked me about it, and it was my pleasure to be a part of it. The board does all the work for the children's, for our event, and a lot of our staff, our coaches, Josh Pruitt, Eddie Graham, and all of our staff. We love being a part of it. It kind of kicks off the football season. It's a great night to raise money and to celebrate a little bit. And, you know, again, I can't brag on Dr. Scott Day and his crew and what they've done. I am proud of all the work and the money we've raised for 11 years. You walk through there and you physically can see some of the changes just to make it just a little bit easier for the people that are going through the trauma that they're going through. And I have some very, very close friends of mine that are going through it, that were here, that are gone, some that have gone through it here, and it's just an honor to be a part of it. This guy is an absolute class act, and I'm not just saying that. He is just an incredible human being, makes me better being a part of this organization, and it's our pleasure, it's our honor to do this and to have an endowment that will help kick it forward, and we're looking forward to the event again this summer like we always do. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to fix the sound, Coach.
You see the switch, Susan? Switch underneath?
Yeah, I don't.
Now it's working.
I don't need to repeat that, but
That's good, yeah.
Are there any questions for Coach or Dr. Day on this $1.1 million gift that's going to go to the Children's Hospital?
Coach, can you give us a little more detail about your involvement?
yes, so every year, well, first of all, just our involvement with the UK Children's Hospital runs deep. Our players love going over there, our staff goes over there. Really, I gotta get over there more, you know, because, and with no fanfare, you know, that's just, you know, part of what our players do. They like affecting young people and having an influence, and myself and our families do. Because again, all it takes is for somebody you know to have to spend a day there or need the care from these guys. They're the ones. You know, we've had people in my building go through situations this year, and everybody's talking about coaching, and everybody's writing about coaching and players and everything else. All you need to do is have a little episode, and we're begging for one of these guys. You know what I mean? We're begging for a doctor, and certainly if it's a child. So
He's very humble. He's very humble. Because I've had him put a gown and mask on to see a patient before. Nobody even knows he's there. They're like, I think that was Coach Stoops, and I was like, that was Coach Stoops. So he's very humble.
Anything else for Dr. Day? If not, if you have anything else afterwards, also Ralph Coldarn is here from the Coaches for Kids Foundation, and he will be able to answer any questions afterwards. So thank you, Dr. Day.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
We're gonna
Appreciate
get
you.
the
Thank you.
balloons
Appreciate it.
here
Thank you.
in the front to do a photo with
Yep.
the big check. So Coach down in front with Dr. Day. Elliot, do your thing. Oops, sorry. If anybody needs to stand on the stage.
We have a couple more on this side,
A couple more up front.
and everybody on this side rotate towards me.
Step up on that right here. Back from the number.
You're on the number.
Can you just,
Number down.
I'm gonna lower just a little bit. Just
Okay.
All right, perfect. 1, 2, 3. Susan, do you care to come on the other side?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Perfect, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you, brother.
See you.
You good?
Okay, Tony, you want to say anything? Okay.
Say hello.
He's fine.
You said no?
That was not a bait, that's not ironic.
He was not taking a single drink.
Okay. Are you set?
We'll talk ball game.
Okay. Obviously very excited about the bowl game and such a quality opponent. It's going to be a great game to play Clemson. First have to recognize Coach Sweeney, the job he's done for so long. I want to say 2 national championships, 8 ACC championships in the last 10 years, maybe 11, and the model of consistency. He's done a remarkable job. Their team is very balanced this year. Over 400 yards a game, I want to say, offensively, defensively, giving up less than 300. Once again, a typical Clemson team, very physical, very good, very much built like a lot of SEC schools as far as the strength that they have in the impact players that they have at every level. So it'll be a great game. Proud of our football team, the way we finished. We needed that game. We needed to go play well against Louisville, a top 10 team, and there's been some ups and downs through this season. I've mentioned to you, and I mentioned it post-game after the Louisville game, that I like this football team. I like the way they finished. They've stayed with it all year. Things haven't always been pretty. Like most teams, there's some ups and some downs. But I really love the way they fought and hung tough and found a way to win a big game at the end and bring the Governor's Cup back to Lexington, which we have a good spot for it up there, and I'd like to keep it there for a while. So very good win, and right now it's been a hectic time, as you can imagine. Spent a good portion of last week meeting with just about every player on our team. Certainly the assistants have met with everybody, and I met with probably 3/4 of them. And I tell you, I came away from those meetings so encouraged because, as you know, the season gets challenging for everybody. And it's demanding and it's challenging. And I came away from those meetings just extremely encouraged with our players. Quite a few of them, want to come back and are making these decisions, and they can make them. That's their story to tell, whether they're going to the NFL or coming back and playing the bowl game or not. I could tell you the response has been incredible. Our guys are excited about this bowl game, want to play in this bowl game, and I think we'll be pretty darn close to 100% in this bowl game. It's been a good week, busy week, and after I get done with this press conference, I'm jumping on a plane and going on a home visit this afternoon. I will say it is going to be, anyway, I'm going to hit the trail. Gonna hit the trail recruiting, and have some things to do and this week, obviously, to tidy up. We'll have recruits on campus the next 2 weekends, so it's a busy time, but a very exciting time.
Mark, you mentioned twice in an opening statement about how you've enjoyed the way this team's finished. How much would it mean to end this season with back-to-back wins after kind of how up and down?
Well, it would be very important, especially, getting the invite to this bowl game and to play Clemson means a lot. It certainly does, and to play a team of the caliber of Clemson and to try to go get a victory, we'll invest a lot into it.
Mark Ray Davis made an announcement that he's leaving the program. Did you have any discussions with him about making that decision? Are you surprised that he made that decision prior to the bowl game?
No, all along, I thought, we assumed it was a one and done, all year. We kind of knew that before he came. And then he did tease us for a minute. He started thinking about it for a minute to come back for another year, but that didn't last but a day or two, I think. So no, we kind of anticipated that all along. We wish the best for Ray. He announced that he wasn't playing. I'm going to talk to him again. I'm not. He'll decide that. I'm not sure. There's not a possibility that he could come back and play in this game. But again, the majority of everybody else I've talked to is excited about it.
Mark, this is year 3, I think, of this transfer portal cycle happening at a rapid pace. So what did you learn from those first 2 cycles that try to help you be more prepared for year 3?
Yeah, I think, the biggest thing I learned during the year, dealing with it a bit better. I've talked about that throughout the year, I think. Just setting the tone early. Anymore, I mean, you've heard me, the way we've built the program and, all the development process and all that. Well, it's different now. Your roster turnover is different. You have to adjust to it, adapt to it, handle it the best you can. I feel like we've gotten some really quality additions through the portal. That doesn't mean you're perfect. I feel really good about our team. With the continuity that we've had on the defensive side of the ball, you're going to see a lot of stability there. And I think with offensively, with just the change that we've had, we got to get some years under our belt. And Liam, we're going to bring that stability that we need. And I think you'll see it pay off. Both in recruiting and on the field, but it does take a bit of time. So, I think it's kind of a tale of 2 sides at this point, with needing to hit the portal in certain positions on the offensive side and defensively, we're fairly stable. That doesn't mean we wouldn't take a couple additions.
Speaking of continuity, your Eli Cox, Marcus Cox said they're coming back. How big is that for that group to have some of that?
Yeah, I think that's really big, really important. 2 guys that are high-quality players. They're leaders. They're consistently good players for us, and that's a great nucleus for us to start there on the offensive line.
Devin had expressed prior to the Louisville game how excited he was for a bowl game because he felt like he'd kind of been robbed of that because of injuries. What have you gathered from him heading into this?
Yeah, I haven't seen him much, to be honest with you. We've been running, but I know he's excited to play. I think he's excited for one more opportunity with this team and to go play well. Certainly finishing the way he did, should give him a little momentum, and hopefully we'll keep that going because you're going to play a very, very good and talented defense in Clemson.
Mark, wide receiver depth was clearly an issue after the portal last year. You had a couple more enter the portal. How do you balance that deal of having 2 young guys you want to build around, but then also attracting more players?
Yeah, we have to go attract some. We have to get some just for numbers. You got to build your depth. I mean, it takes 4, 5, 6 receivers even throughout a season, to really contribute and to help. So we'll work at that.
Mark, I know the guys, especially the young guys, want to go out there and prove something, but against Clemson, that big-time matchup, does that kind of give those guys any extra juice? Like, okay, let's go out there and prove something against a big program.
I mean, I think our whole team better take that approach. I think that's the big thing with bowl games. Who's excited about the work that it takes prior to showing up down there at the site. And as you've heard me tell you every week, everybody wants to win come game time. It's about what we're going to do between now and then to put ourselves in a position to win.
Mark, can you give us a little bit more detail about Clemson and what the fans can expect from them?
I can't. I've been on the road. I'm a little blurry-eyed. I got home last night, came to this, and I'm leaving in a half hour. So I have had zero time to look at Clemson other than the what you know about them, what you see from TV, what you know from the tradition, what you know Dabo's done, the consistency that he's had. I know they've won 4 games in a row. I know they're very balanced offensively, and they're always big and strong and athletic on defense. So do you need to know much more than that right now?
There are already a bunch of big-name quarterbacks in the portal. How do you all approach that process?
Yeah, we'll work through it. I don't think it would be negligent for me to talk about anything right now other than just get to work.
You've had success in this specific bowl, and even you guys had the bid before Clemson did. How excited were you just to know you were going to Jacksonville even before you had the opponent?
It was exciting. I was on the road. I was in a home visit. I was eating, I think, at a Texas Roadhouse or something at the time, and got the text, so was excited about it.
Mark, how well do you know Dabo?
I know Dabo just from crossing paths, not very well. Have a lot of respect for him and what he's done. Wouldn't say personally, that well, but just can't help but feel like you know him. He's been on a big stage there for a long time, so he's done very well.
Mark, I think running back, you guys are going to speak portal graduates, 3 guys leaving. Is that another position to look at? And how much easier is it to attract running backs with all the success you guys have had?
Yeah, I think, we definitely will be able to recruit some running backs. I think we have some good running backs on our roster. We have some good running backs returning, and so, they'll get some opportunities.
You mentioned just all the traveling, going on the road, and how busy this time of the year. What do you think somebody who just follows on the line, all the happenings, just doesn't get right? Any sort of misconceptions about how much you all do and what all you all do this time of year?
I have no idea. No disrespect. I don't read that. I don't read that stuff. I don't read any. I told you I have no clue. I mean, you guys could be saying whatever you want about me. I don't.
But as far as
Go right ahead. I'm not going to hold a grudge because I'm not reading it.
just from like
Good
a
or bad.
day-to-day basis, though, how crazy is this for you all that maybe the general fan doesn't know that goes into all the work you'll do?
Yeah, well, this part of it, yeah, it's pretty much 24/7. It does kill me once in a while. I mean, the guys I've known for 10 years. I mean, good friends of mine that are in town and I love them. They're dear friends. Hey, coach, you want to go do that? Like, don't you understand? Like, I'm busy 24/7 right now. Like, literally right now, it's 24/7. So everybody thinks it stops right after the season. It's probably the busiest time of the year between now and December 20th, when we get a little break before Christmas and when we early signing period. So between now and December 20th, it's 24/7.
Mark, speak to your appreciation for having the extra practice time.
It's good. It's challenging early while we're recruiting. That's tough to say. So while we're recruiting, it's a bit challenging because we're on the road throughout the week. We get back Friday. Usually we'll have a workout Friday and Saturday while recruits are on campus, and then wrap up meetings, exit meetings Sunday, back on the road Sunday afternoon. So it's a balancing act the first 2 weeks, and then it goes dead. What is that? And he left like the 17th or whatever that Sunday is. I think we're on campus after that second weekend.
Marcus, with the transfer portal, there's always talk about tampering, especially with some of the guys hitting the portal so soon, and talk about that they may already know where they want to go. How big is that a problem, or how big of a problem?
I mean, I say something and everybody's going to blow it out of proportion. I mean, use your common sense. I mean, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Yeah, you're good.
Going back to the running backs for a second, if you're not able to convince Ray to come and play in the bowl game and Jaton's into the portal, it seems like the way that Ramon's come on the past month.
Jaton will play in the bowl game, and Jaton will play in the bowl game, and so will Ramon. And so I've gone back and forth on that a couple times. It's interesting. I talked to quite a few of the other SEC coaches, and we met on it before. Here's the deal with the portal. Most of the time, it's mutual. So these young men have done an awful lot for the University of Kentucky. Jaton is, like, you're talking specifically about him. He's an amazing person. He has done everything we've asked on every special team. He is locked in. He's played in just about, I would assume he's played in every game. He's locked in on every protection. You know what I mean? Like, he's a great teammate, and he deserves to be able to go do that. You know what I mean? And so I think that's the case. That doesn't mean everybody will be in that situation. And, and so a lot of the portal is mutual. As I told you a week ago, if we didn't have anybody get in the portal, we don't have enough scholarships. You know what I mean? So we have to rotate some in and some out. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. And everybody's like that anymore. And that's where it becomes tricky at hitting it perfectly at 85. This past year, we weren't there. We were probably we might have played the year at 82, 81, 82. You know, so you know, we have to manage that as precisely as we can.
Well, what I was specifically trying to ask about before you mentioned that about Jaton was more just that it seems like the way that Ramon has come on the past month, the bowl potentially be a chance for him to have an even bigger role potentially.
He definitely needs that opportunity, and he deserves that opportunity because I believe Ramon is a great opportunity to play in the NFL, and so that'll give him an opportunity to go play in this game, along with Jaton and others.
Mark, 2 years ago, you had a bunch of portal guys play in the Citrus Bowl. Last year, I don't think you had any of your portal guys do. How do you find that balance, and what are those conversations
Yeah,
like?
I think it has to be individually, you know, you have to talk to them. You have to balance it. Some kids need to go, they want to go on visits, they need to figure out where they're going and give them that opportunity to go do that. You know, and so and they don't want to come and be a distraction, and I don't want them to be a distraction, not that any of them are. It's just their choice. They may have things to do. Others are just saying, hey, this has been an awesome career. I'm just looking to go somewhere and play and get on the field, and I want to give them that opportunity to come to the game. And you know, 2 years ago they came and helped us, you know, and other SEC head coaches, we've had this discussion, and last year I went the other way, and I've talked to a couple coaches that went the way I did the year before. They won the game, I didn't, and I'm like, well, you know, you know what I mean? So, you know, you just gotta balance it, you know, and you just gotta make sure they want to go, they want to help this team, they deserve that opportunity, but they can't be a distraction. It can't be, you know what I mean, just a paid holiday. They could go do that somewhere else.
Do you have any guys that maybe haven't played a lot this season that you anticipate?
I don't know yet. You know what I mean? Again, the football piece of it, I've got a lot of other things to do. So give me a little time on that. You know what I mean? To work into the bowl prep.
What specifically are you looking for in a wide receivers coach? Is there something you want?
There's a lot of things I want. You know, I don't care to say them out loud because I don't want to act like Coach Wood he wasn't that. You know what I mean? It's just there's some things I'm looking for, yes.
Mark, when do you ramp things up with the players practicing in?
They're lifting and running this week. Coaches will be on the road recruiting. I'm looking at the schedule right now. Again, Josh and Eddie just walked out of here, but more than likely it'll be 2 days this week. It'll be it'll be straight through next week. I don't like to go every day, so this week it'll be 2 days, either Friday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday. Then they'll lift again all week. When we get back next week, it'll be the same. It'll lead into Sunday. So more than likely next week it'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday light. I have exit meetings with recruits. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think that goes to the 20th, if I'm not mistaken.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'd ask you to speak about players, but did you get a chance to see the high school ball games that were played here this past Saturday, and your impressions of those games?
Yeah, I'm real impressed with just Kentucky high school football, how far it's come, the coaching, the players, the excitement around it. I love having it here. It's been a great experience.
Mark, what reaction on the recruiting trail have you gotten from the Texas A&M scenario?
None whatsoever. I mean, none. We moved past that in 5 minutes.
Mark, you were pretty upfront last week on the radio show about your best players are going to get offers from third parties or whatever from those places. Do you use the fact that you decided to come back to those guys to say, like, you can do it here too, you don't have to go to them?
I don't do that. I don't use that. I mean, I was getting calls by some of those guys Saturday night, and I assured them from the first phone call, one very big, large human in particular, and I said, I am coming back. And he said, Coach, you don't sound like, I said, I am coming back. You know what I mean? So early on Saturday when that first started floating, I made sure to hold down the big man and tell him I was coming back, that I was definitely coming back and that he needed to come back.
Liam mentioned the last week we talked to him, maybe going a little more no huddle, making some offensive changes. What do you kind of envision?
Yeah, we've talked about it all year, and I think, for us right now, so the way we've functioned with the portal, with the turnover on offense, you want to make sure the operation is clean, and unless somebody has done that, you can't guarantee how clean that could be, and that slows things down. Not even any one person. It could be other positions. It's not just the quarterback. We've talked about it all year. I want to go faster. I mean, I don't like standing right next to the official on every play. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Getting down to whether it's going to be a timeout or not. I don't like that. And we need to expedite it. The last time he was here, it was faster than that. And so we will look at all areas to improve. And getting more plays is important to us. And so there's different variations. That doesn't mean it's going to go at warp speed like some schools. But you can call it from the line, and you can go faster, and you can have the ability to go faster. And so we're looking at a lot of that.
You talked about stability earlier, and with Liam, I mean, he's gone from NFL to college, back to NFL, back to college. How much do you think it will help him to go through where he's got a whole off season and summer just to concentrate on what he did last year?
Definitely, and this will be the first time here, that he has 2 years in a row, where he could work on that and to get the operation cleaner and to make sure we could function, because some of those things we do, it's for a rhyme and a reason. It's very good, but it also takes some work, with the shifting and motioning and giving the eye candy that we talk about all the time, the different variations of things that can be complex and put some pressure on defense. You just got to be able to make sure we're able to do it and execute it as well. And I think some continuity and some consistency will help us.
Mark, if Ray does not come back, is there any chance Jamarian Wilcox will get some run?
I hope so. I want to see it. I want to see it. I really do. Yes. But also a guy like Ramon and Jatan and some of them need some chances, because Ramon has a chance to play at the next level, and he's been running really good. And so, but yes, I would love to see Jamarian, because I think he has some super upside. And I've been meeting with him often, and I like the young man a lot, and I'm challenging him a lot because I want to see some major growth, because he has some real ability.
In terms of the secondary, Drew Phillips out, who has the opportunity to step?
Drew should be, and again, I got to get everything clear. I don't want to speak for Drew, but I'm 90% sure Drew's playing in the game too. So even though he declared, doesn't mean that he's not playing in the game.
Mark, obviously you're an advocate for the SEC, and Mitch was in the room too, but you obviously are close with Florida State. I'm just curious, I know you've been busy, but I know you saw it. What did you think about that? And extending to 12, is that a good thing for college?
I was told when I landed, I don't know. I didn't put much thought into it. I think, like most people will tell you, there's some good teams that were deserving, and I think the way it fell this year, you have to feel for a team like that. You know what I mean? That it's a tough situation, so just the way it fell, and those are some good teams, and I'm not sure there's a real clean answer for that. I certainly don't have it, because I haven't had time to look into it like that. I know those are some good teams. You look at the top 5, you look at top 6, top 7. I mean, heck, who would argue that if Georgia got in? Like who, I mean, they hadn't lost in 3 years. I mean, pretty darn good team. I know this. I don't think there's a whole lot of teams in the country that would like to play them. Pretty damn good.
Your thoughts about the playoffs being expanded for next season?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think, if you start arguing over 12 or 13, too bad. When you're over and over 4 or 5, I think those are some legit arguments, and it's very hard, to determine that.
Mark, you've obviously sung Clemson's praises throughout the press conference, but what would
Pardon me?
You've you've sung
Yep.
Clemson's praises throughout this press conference, and I know they're well deserved, but how much would it mean for your program to beat Clemson given everything they've done the past decade?
I think it would be very important. I think, honestly, before I knew who we were playing, I think it would be important to win any of it. You know, you just feel a little better about the team and things in the offseason, just, you know, winning that last game. And bowl games are fun. I told our team prior to this last game, you know, it's 2 games all year that I know of that we're going to get handed a trophy or you're not, right? You know, so the Governor's Cup, at the end of that game, you're either going to be presented a trophy or you're going to walk into the locker room. Bowl game, same thing. Not such a good feeling walking right into that locker room. It's a much better feeling to be presented with that trophy. No matter who we're playing, but certainly a team with the reputation and the prestige of Clemson would mean something.
Follow up, Mark. The playoffs being expanded to 16 teams. Your thoughts about that possibility? Do you see that happening?
I have no idea. I don't know. I thought it was 12.
It is for next year.
Yeah.
There's been talked about it.
You're getting way ahead of me. You're confusing me there for a minute. Yeah.
Anyone else?
You have a question?
Mark, do you have a preferred order at Texas Roadhouse?
I went easy there. Just went cheeseburger. Is that all right? Yeah.
Are you relieved you don't do the mayo bath if you were to win that?
Yeah, I am a little relieved. Yeah. So I'd like to wrap up again by thank Dr. Scotty Day, the board, everybody at UK Children's Hospital. It's been an honor just being a part of it. You guys do all the work for our big event every year that is so well supported. Our community, we can't even open it up. It's invitation only, and it fills up immediately. And we get over 650 people there that are there for a great cause, and it's my pleasure to be a part of it and to serve throughout the year. So thank you once again.
Thanks, Coach.